Hi, welcome to design vlog number 4. So today I am exploring the possibility of using a new material for my piston seals. I think that the hot glue is just a little bit too sensitive to change in temperature. I set it at a very high temperature, and then when it cools down, it actually contracts and it also becomes pretty brittle. So I thought of using a new type of material called TPU. It's a thermoplastic, but it's also an elastic material. So basically, if you look at if I created a video a while ago talking about hot glue, and hot glue is a thermoplastic where basically sorry I whistled, but basically you heat the hot glue up and it flows through the nozzle, and then it comes into contact with your material that you're gluing, and then it cools down and actually dries and just becomes a hard plastic. The substance that I'm talking about, TPU, is a type of plastic that would be used in like phone cases, and this stuff is a lot better elastically than the hot glue, the typical stuff that you get at the store called EVA. So I think this is a pretty interesting solution. Unfortunately, I'm going to show you in a couple seconds, the stuff that I want to buy is actually very expensive. It doesn't come very easily in the raw material form. So you need to buy like 3D printer filament. That's the cheapest stuff I've been able to find in a couple hours of research. So yeah, this is the stuff. It's 3D printer filament, TPU. In this purchase, you're gonna get 0.8 kilograms of this stuff, which is far more than I need. You could probably make 15, 20 3-inch diameter piston seals with this stuff. So overall, it might be economical for us, especially this really good deal here. But I don't really, I would love to not have to tell my customers to buy more than they have to. This stuff is not commercially sold. It's not like a hot glue. I wish they sold it in a hot glue version. That'd be freaking amazing. But unfortunately, they don't. I'd likely be heating this up on a hot plate and then melting it like that. Um, I think it has promise for us, but I gotta see. Its elastic properties, like I said, are much better than the hot glue. So it's safe to say I'm excited about this new TPU stuff. But unfortunately, today I can't really work with that stuff, so it's gonna come in a couple days. I am gonna go ahead and try out the piston seals that I made in my last video with water. You saw that I made these piston seals, the best ones I've ever made. I tried them out with a canola oil and it didn't work. I think it was because of the viscosity of the oil. But not fun to fail like that, but at least I have these new these piston seals. So today I'm going to go and try them out, and you're going to see if that works or doesn't work. So as you can see, the hydraulic cylinder does work just like before, but unfortunately we're getting losses inside the large cylinder. I don't know of any losses in the smaller. I'm not getting any pour out after using it with a large amount of force on this. But unfortunately we're getting some losses there. So I'm probably gonna try to put some tape on it. Since they are my better hydraulic uh, piston seals, I think that I would like to give it a little bit more effort here, just to be 100% sure that there's nothing I can do to make this hot glue work. So let's go ahead and try to put tape on it, and we'll go and attempt another experiment.
A few moments later.
So actually testing this revealed a little bit of new information, and that is there's only one point in the seal that is leaking, at least early on. As pressure builds, there's only one point. So I think that this leads me to believe that my molding process just simply has to be, close to perfect. I have to have no defects in the hot glue at all. So I think I'm gonna try the tape thing, but first I want to see if I can kind of smooth out the hot glue around that ring to make sure that I'm not getting any kind of cracks that are kind of due to bad molding. So we'll check that out, and then likely after those two tests, I'm gonna do another mold and see if I can get it perfect. So stay tuned. So I've been testing and testing for most of the day, and I haven't figured out a way to stop my leaks. Just simply trying to repair the hot glue, if it's not done well, is not really working out. So my next step, I'm going to try some tape. I already know that it's a little bit of a better seal, and I already thought that these were the best piston seals I made anyways, but with the tape, they're even better. This test, I'm going to be testing out a 100-pound weight, see if we can lift that amount. And obviously, I've gotten leaks, so it's not going to hold very well. And before we start the test, I might as well mention there's actually two sources of leakage. It's water that goes past the piston seal and actually, surrounds it and fills up the cylinder. And then there's also leaking that occurs with water traveling in the piston, like into like the PVC chamber on my piston. This basically means that the water is flowing somehow past my piston seal, my first piston seal, and then into the gaps of the hot glue and things like that, and then going into the. So it's a mess right now. I have some, I want to experiment with different materials inside of there. Maybe get away from that foam because when you hot glue it, it actually melts. So let's see what the results are of this test, and I hope it excites you guys. So this is our setup for the test. We have ourselves a nice scale, and then we've got, so our piston is right up against the bottom of this chair, right about in the center. We've got ourselves the whole system here. When there's a force applied onto the piston and the hydraulic system, then it will read it on this scale. We also have a duct tape roll as a spacer, just to make sure we're hitting the very best part of the chair we can. So now let's run the test. We're just going to be applying force to our smaller piston, seeing what kind of force we can get on the other side. First I have to activate the scale. Our scale is working, let's see. Oh, 60, oh man. So we hit a maximum of 67 pounds there. Not really what we wanted to see. Let's go ahead and try again. That was upwards around 80 pounds. But unfortunately, the leaking is pretty bad at this point, and we're going to need to go ahead and make a new piston system. Alright, so as you can see, there's some work that needs to be done. Tomorrow, our test is to recreate the piston seals and hope that we can get a perfect thing there. And then a couple days from now, we've got our new material coming in. We're going to use the TPU plastic. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. More information is offered on my website, thedoityourselfresource.com. As well, feel free to like our Facebook page and watch us live on twitch.tv. Links are in the description. Thank you very much and goodbye.